This is the weekend edition of iFIBER 1 News, where we present some of the top stories from this week and your weekend weather forecast.
Here in the weather department, looking at a windy and a little chilly start to our weekend, at least the morning hours. The temperature in the afternoon looking very nice. In fact, Sunday even nicer. All the details coming up shortly.
I'm Roger Adelson. Stay tuned for more on the weekend edition of iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
One of our top stories for this week was about Ephrata High School's dedication to Scott and Corey Colves. And here with this story is Jeff Chu.
Ephrata High School's traditionally humorous Mr. Senior program took on a momentary serious note Friday night. It was dedicated to longtime Ephrata High School employee Scott Colves and his son Corey, who recently died when the vehicle they were driving in accidentally backed into an irrigation canal. Colves was a popular figure among those vying for Mr. Senior, the annual comedy sketch night that packed in the school's Performing Arts Center. Brandon Aldaco was one of those competing for Mr. Senior, who fondly remembered Mr. Colves.
Well, he was an important part of our school, and since we were still practicing when we heard the bad news, and so we all came up and agreed on dedicating to him. I would always talk to him every morning, like every day I would always see him, like, just talking to kids, telling them the stuff they have to do.
Aldaco quoted the expression that Mr. Colves was known to use.
The Mr. Senior tonight is for him, and it's game time.
Taylor Montgomery, assistant director who wrote the script for the Mr. Senior show, and program director Jenny Gunderson said Mr. Colves was important to the entire Mr. Senior production crew and senior participants.
We just want to dedicate this program to him. When we found out that it happened, I actually wanted to cancel the program, but I came and talked to all the kids, and we've all decided that it was something that we wanted to dedicate to him because he was a fun, goofy kind of guy. And so it's just a way to show our support for his family.
Montgomery shared her thoughts on why the show went on despite the tragedy.
I just thought it would be good to help the students kind of come to terms with it and dedicate it to their family.
Before the show kicked off, the audience was asked to share a moment of silence for Mr. Colves and his family.
In light of recent events, the participants of the 2014 Mr. Senior program would like to dedicate this performance in loving memory of Scott and Corey Colves. Scott was a huge part of the Ephrata High School family and a shining light in our community. Our students knew him well, and his presence will be greatly missed.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
Another top story about Grant County Democrat Convention, and here with that story is Bill Stevenson.
The annual Grant County Democrat Convention was this Saturday at the Democrat Building at the Grant County Fairgrounds. At the convention, a delegate and an alternate to the State Democrat Convention in Spokane were elected. Attendees of the convention discussed 19 proposed resolutions. Some resolutions include a call for immigration reform, a need for education reform, convening a state constitution convention to address money in politics, a voting rights amendment, and many more.
We know that we are not nearly as large as the Republican Party in Grant County, but we also do know that there are a lot of people who are thinking Democrat, are voting Democrat, but are hesitant to make that known publicly.
For more information about the Grant County Democrats, you can call Louis Logan at 509-765-7305. For iFIBER 1 News, this is Bill Stevenson.
Now we take a look at individuals with warrants for their arrest in Grant County.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be right back after this.